With this in mind, I'm thrilled now to introduce Mujib Khan from the Major Group of Children and Youth, and Lawkadinch Gomez from the International Coordination Meeting on Youth Organization to present the outcome of the TouchBearers for the SDGs Global Consultation and Global Youth Position Paper. Please put your hands together for our next speakers.
So much. Good afternoon. I am Lawkadinch Gomez, a 22-year-old Gambian women rights activist who from her childhood days has worked on various awareness-raising programs and over the years led different impactful initiatives to better the lives of women and girls in the Gambia. I am the current title holder, the Youth Excellence of the Year for the Gambia. I'm also from the International Coordination Meeting of Youth Organization, which is a network of membership-based, democratic, representative, and accountable international youth NGOs and regional youth platforms.
Thanks, Lawka. Hi, I'm Mujib from India, representing the Major Group for Children and Youth, and we're excited to share the outcomes of the TouchBearers for the SDG Global Consultations and the Youth Position Paper.
Thank you. ICMYO, together with the Major Group of Children for Children and Youth, work with the United Nations Office of the Secretary General's Envoy on Youth to conduct virtual, meaningful youth engagement consultations over the past few months, bringing together youths from across the globe, sharing their perspectives on youth engagement and the different contributions youths have made towards attaining the SDGs. This was referred to as the TouchBearers for the SDGs. The consultations of the SDGs focus on engaging youths and partners on the need for collaborative work, recognition of youth's efforts, and progressive networking between SDG implementers. The virtual consultations were held on the 30th of June and the 11th of August, with over 4,000 registered participants from 159 countries who had their voices heard and inputs noted on a global platform. I was fortunate to be part of the process from the first consultation where I was a participant and the second consultation as a co-moderator, and now I'm here presenting key messages that stood out for me during the consultations.
Lawka, could you please share some of the key insights from the consultations?
Sure. So youths embrace and applaud each other's efforts and share their thoughts throughout the entire process. And some of the key messages that stood out for me are: one, youths championing SDGs. Thousands of young people all over the world have taken steps to make huge impacts in their communities. Youths have shared how their interpretation of the different SDGs has led them to bring about initiatives that could better the lives of people in their communities. From fighting poverty to attaining a peaceful world, youths have valuably demonstrated that the world is ours to protect, preserve, and develop. The second one is youths are key stakeholders. The role of youth in decision-making processes cannot be compromised. Youths partnering with government, private sector, and international organizations like the UN helps bridge the existing gap in expertise and experience sharing, together with providing a solid ground to meaningfully involve all entities in working together towards achieving a common goal and avoiding duplicating efforts without making huge impacts. Youths want to be involved in every decision-making process and be availed the opportunity to finance the implementation of their exciting ideas to further contribute to the SDGs. The third one is meaningful youth engagement in marginalized communities. Now, people living with disabilities, the LGBTQ plus communities, the indigenous communities, just to name a few, have faced a lot of marginalization, even in the scope of SDG implementation. It is important to note that working with youths in these communities to further end discrimination and lead a will of change would help us all attain a non-discriminatory global community. Not recognizing marginalized groups' efforts in development can only impede our entire process. The fourth and most important one is enhancing youth leadership. With all these, if youths are only seen, heard without being given a role in decision-making processes, sustainability of attained goals becomes a challenge. Do not give us a seat at the table for decorative purposes. Give us more than a seat. Listen to us. Make decisions with us and not for us. only, we can contribute meaningfully to decision-making processes. We can facilitate decision-making processes, and you can give us the entire table.
Thanks, Lawka, for highlighting these important outcomes from the global consultations.
Just to end with, youths are the light and life of this world. The TouchBearers brought to light that every youth has the potential to lead change. The outcomes of the TouchBearers of the SDGs, consultations on meaningful youth engagement, and the 2030 Agenda provides us a guide to rightfully involve youths, to applaud the efforts of youths, and the hope for a world which attains sustainable development goals.
As young people, we want a UN system that is agile, inclusive, and able to respond to the global challenges we face. We don't want to see business as usual. We don't want words that fail to translate into action, and we refuse to accept anyone being left behind. Collectively, we have the resources, we have the goals, but now we need the action. So we are calling on member states and all partners who have a stake in sustainable development to be bold and ambitious in their commitments towards the SDGs. Commit to multilateralism, commit to increased financing, commit to accountability, commit to inclusion, and together we'll get back on track. Thank you.
Thank you.